And tomorrow we come back and we cut off your Johnson.
Excuse me?
I said we cut off your Johnson!
Hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of Cinema Clash, the show where we pit two famous characters against each other and debate who would be the victor. I'm your host, Kyle Cicilioni, and today I'm joined by...
John Kolcun,
Pat Langan,
Brianne Beatty,
Alex Zarnoski.
We got a crew here tonight, like a full-fledged gang, a posse, if you will. 5 of us. So this is going to be an interesting discussion. We're only going to do 2 today, but funny thing is, we're going to have a regular standard battle, but then our clash-up will be John and Pat defending someone versus Brianne and Alex defending someone, but it will be a doppelganger. But we will reveal that when the time comes. So for right now, we're going to do our standard battle. Today's standard battle is a comical one, if you will. It's Fat Bastard from the Austin Powers movie versus the Nutty Professor from the Nutty Professor movie. So it's a more of a comical large. It's comically large, if you will, today. So here we go. So the funny thing is, with 5 people, we're still going to have an odd number of votes. So we're still going to have a winner, regardless. So we're all going to chime in. We're going to start with John. John, what do you think? Just give us your initial thoughts here.
Well, I think Nutty Professor is going to win because... number one, he's more knowledgeable. He's smarter. He is almost as smart as Robin Williams and Flubber. And you know what? He does have knowledge on his side, and I think that's a very powerful asset to have. Fat bastard, he's just a fat bastard.
He's got a point. Pat Langan.
Okay. All right, I'm going for Fat Bastard. I think he's gonna win. He's got sumo wrestling skills. He's a little bit fatter. He eats, in bed and bangs Heather Graham and then just scarfs down some fried chicken, which is pretty badass.
An even better point there.
Yeah,
so.
Bangs Heather Graham. Also, he's got some moves. He flies across. You see him doing all sorts of aerial assaults, and you don't really see that out of the Nutty Professor.
I don't even know what the Nutty Professor's name is, now that I think about it.
Herman Klump.
Herman Klump.
Yeah.
Herman
Wow.
Klump.
The Klumps. Wasn't that a movie, too?
That was a sequel.
Yes, the sequel. I forget about that one. Brianne.
I like that one.
All right. Well, Fat Bastard does have his kung fu skills and whatnot, and he did bang Heather Graham, but we also have to remember that the Nutty Professor did, in fact, bang Will Smith's wife. So,
Jada Pinkett.
Jada Pinkett, now Jada Pinkett Smith. But when it comes down to it, you have to remember that the Nutty Professor can drink his little potion and become Buddy Love and be physically fit whenever the fat slows them down. He can take a sip and be a lot more spry and quick, and he has the wit and the fast talk.
Interesting.
Like twit.
Alex, your thoughts?
I think Brianne stole everything I was just going to say. I would have to say Fat Bastard because he's more evil. And he has kung fu skills, and he did bang Heather Graham. And the Atkins diet, he get a little flubby there. But I do have to go with the Nutty Professor because when it comes to Buddy Love, there is no one more devious than Buddy Love. Okay, Buddy Love is perhaps even more witty and the fact of the matter, he's a genius. Herman Klump is a genius, and as Buddy Love, he has testosterone through the roof. Don't forget, his testosterone levels go way up, so that makes him even more crazy. Okay.
All right.
Now listen. He is the Nutty Professor, though, as
the title suggests.
As the title suggests. So Herman Klump, as Herman Klump, not Buddy Love, Herman Klump himself could definitely outwit Fat Bastard as a Fat Bastard. They're both Fat Bastards, but
okay. Yeah. Interesting thoughts around the board here, but
It's not about wits.
I think it's interesting. Obviously, if we're gonna go, I'm not gonna go into whether Heather Graham's hotter than Jada Smith or Pinkett, whatever her name is. I'm not gonna go into that battle, but it is interesting to say that yes, he can turn into Buddy Love, and yes, he gets crazier and crazier, but we don't really ever see Buddy Love really I mean, other than just screw things up for Herman Klump, he doesn't really bring anything else to the table. Fat Bastard, we see him. I mean, Austin Powers isn't the greatest foe. He's not, really that smart. But, I mean, he's got guns. Does things. I don't know. He's got mojo at some points in the movie. But he does almost get beaten by Fat Bastard. And we do see Fat Bastard sumo wrestle. I think it's in the third one. I don't know if it's in the third one or is it even the second one at some point. But we do see in the most unbelievably comical way we can possibly see. We see Fat Bastard flip and do things that are physically impossible for a man of his size.
He's gonna pick Nutty Professor.
But I think this is a tough one because I mean if you're just going all right. So if there was let's just say there was an eating contest. This isn't even a battle contest. I'm saying an eating contest aside. I think Fat Bastard would win an eating contest. What are you saying, Bree?
Well, if it was an eating contest, I thought of this before. He can keep becoming Buddy Love and get skinny and eat and eat and eat and not die from overeating and being really fat. He can just keep making himself skinny and continue to eat.
Your thoughts, Pat?
I don't know. Like, I think you're pulling in too much of this Buddy Love stuff. Like, that's like...
But that is the Nutty Professor. That's the movie.
She's got a point.
It's like Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, they're one and the same.
That's the point of the movie.
Yeah, but, like, Buddy Love eating doesn't turn him into, like, Herman Klump. Like, it's just, like, the potion, whether or not he's got, like, whatever sort of, like, magic potion he's got. Like, you're saying an eating contest. I don't know why you guys brought this in, but...
I just thought it'd be interesting.
He's a normal-sized guy. I guarantee you, Fat Bastard's going to beat out Buddy Love in an eating contest.
Okay, well, eating a contest aside, I think the fact that the Buddy Love potion is so unpredictable and we don't really know the science or schematics, I just want to say it, behind it, behind the Buddy Love potion and what it actually entails and what it actually, what actually happens with it. I think if they were just to go hand to hand combat, I think Fat Bastard's gonna win. I gotta give the vote to Fat Bastard here. John, what's your final vote?
I'm sorry, I gotta go with the Nutty Professor.
Pat.
FB, Fat Bastard.
Brianne.
Nutty Professor.
Nutty Professor.
Okay, so it's a 3-2 vote for Nutty Professor. So he's the winner over the Fat Bastard. So, all right. Well, I mean, it was interesting. It's an interesting battle nonetheless, and it served some good argument. Now, today's Doppelganger clash-up, which is pretty awesome. It's two in the same. John and Pat will be... Who will you guys be defending today as a team?
Will Smith from Independence Day.
Captain Stephen Hiller from Independence Day. Okay, and Brianne and Alex, who will you guys be defending?
Be defending Jay from Men in Black.
Okay.
Agent J.
Agent J. So how this is going to work is each player on each team is going to get 1 minute to talk and try and persuade me why their character is going to defeat the other character. We're going to start with John, then we're going to go to Brianne, then we're going to go to Pat, and we're going to finish up with Alex. So John, your time starts now.
Okay, well, Independence Day, Will Smith, he fought real aliens. Like, man, I saw these aliens and they gave me indigestion when I was in the theater. But Men in Black aliens, I just laughed. And then, alright, they're fighting them, Will Smith, and I'm like, yo, like, why would Will Smith fight this alien that's weak in Men in Black when obviously he just fought some badass aliens in Independence Day? I mean, you gotta think, like, who's the stronger foe? And he obviously overcame both of them, but in Men in Black, they were just some pansy-ass insect things. And Independence Day, they had like a huge mothership. I mean, the whole mothership, he took down the whole mothership that was gonna blow up. It blew up the White House.
Time. Okay. Interesting argument.
Yeah.
Okay. Brianne, your time starts now.
All right, well, when it comes down to it, it is 1-on-1. and Agent J has the technology from all over the universe that the Men in Black have, including the cricket gun and all the other fancy guns, and they also have the neuralizer that can erase Independence Day Will Smith's mind and make him forget what he's doing, and then he can get him with all of his awesome weapons. And what else was I going to say? I had something else. I mean, that pretty much, I don't even know. I think that kind of ends it right there. Boom. But I still have like 15 seconds, so I had way more arguments, and I'm having an absolute brain fart because I think I said it all pretty quickly.
Okay. All right. Let's get on. Okay. All right. Pat, your time starts now.
Okay. I'd like to begin with Captain Stephen Hiller from Independence Day. He's military trained. He's a naval airman. He's got a lot of skills that we pride ourselves on. Yeah, you guys may have the technology, but he's a lot more resourceful. Look at him. He outmaneuvered an alien vessel using, like, I don't know, some F-14 Tomcat or whatever the hell it is. And then what did he do? He busted open that alien spaceship, punched him in the face, had one of the greatest taglines of all time, like, "Welcome to Earth," smashed that alien in the face in his, like, exoskeleton suit. What kind of a punch does that? Knocks the bastard out, carries him through a desert, no help from any sort of, like, little noisy cricket gun. He's a badass, he's resourceful, he's gonna beat out Agent J. And, in the end, as my friend John over here said, he nuked that mothership.
Okay. And our last contestant here, Alex, your time starts now.
Captain Hiller may be, a captain and have all the special training and is in the Air Force or whatever he's in, but Jay himself was a cop. He was one of the best cops, and that's why he was chosen. This guy's fast. He's fit. He could totally, hand-to-hand combat, totally take him on. There's no question about it. The other thing is, hand-to-hand combat and noisy cricket and neuralizer. So even if Steve is coming right at Jay, he can just neuralize him and then boom, just reset his mind and just take him out. Tell him, "Oh, you're selling flowers in a flower shop," and just boom, punch him in the face. He has no skills whatsoever. Other thing is, he has a big blaster gun that took out an entire spaceship. I mean, he has an arsenal of weapons. Let's just to sum it up. But the fact of the matter is, he has more experience with aliens. He was taught by the best. I mean, he's been trained.
Time. Okay.
I remembered everything else I was going to say, but it's too late.
Very interesting arguments across the board. All right, so now it's a tough decision. This is actually really, really tough, actually. I'm surprised how tough this is going to be. Now, John had a good point with blowing up the mothership. He does sing almost single. I mean, other than the fact that Randy Quaid kind of does, crash into the mothership.
It's the mothership, though.
It's not the mother. Is that the crap?
That's just like a little side ship.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Okay, right.
All right. Well, Will Smith does, with the help of Jeff Goldblum and a couple cigars, defeat that giant ship themselves, and they do kind of. I mean, aliens obviously are pretty stupid. If you look throughout that movie, the aliens are pretty dumb. Anyway, and Alex's argument with all of the weaponry is actually is a very valid point, that we do see Jay run, we do see Jay fight, we do see him use his weapons. It takes him a while. He's kind of a noob in the beginning, but we do see him kind of evolve throughout the film, and he does kind of, he becomes the person he becomes by the end of the film. And Pat's argument's good with the whole. He does drag an entire alien across the desert, and he punches it, and he's smoking, and it's pretty freaking American, and it's pretty badass. And when I think about that, I think about, this has nothing to do with the battle, but I think of Bill Pullman's quote as the president's, "This is our Independence Day." And I think of that, and I cry a little bit, and I die a little inside, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm glad to be American, this is awesome. And I think of him carrying that thing, "Welcome to Earth" is probably the coolest quote of any movie, of any alien movie, any alien Will Smith movie. Anyway, so 2 of them. But I think I'm gonna go with Men in Black on this one because it's the weaponry and his resourcefulness, and he's able to run, and he's just got more. He's more well-rounded as a character in the film to defeat Captain Steven Ziller.
And
Hiller.
I just thought of something. He didn't blow up the ship himself. It was Jeff Goldblum's virus, and he just drove.
He drove.
All right, well,
Boom.
Well, these aliens blew up the
Goldblum defeated the alien.
You're pulling in other people. If it wasn't for K, Jay wouldn't exist. He'd just be working for the LAPD.
If it wasn't for the,
If
it wasn't for the Air Force, Hiller wouldn't exist.
that has it's them as their characters one
It's
on
them
one.
who they are at this moment.
Yeah,
and
one on
well,
one.
then why are you bringing in Goldblum?
I'm
bring
saying
in Goldblum.
he didn't.
No,
We're not. We're
don't
saying
bring in Goldblum.
you're saying that Will Smith is with Stephen Hiller
Okay.
blew up the ship, but it was actually Jeff Goldblum's virus.
Final comment though: one cockroach.
Welcome to Earth.
He deals with alien races every day.
All right, my vote. I'd still give it to Agent J from Men in Black. So thanks guys for joining us. This is a pretty interesting episode to have 5 people. It worked out pretty well. We'll do it again eventually. So thanks for joining me.
Yo, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Cinema Clash. Please visit cinemaclash@blogspot.com for past episodes and AjazzNetworks.com for our other great podcasts. And if you have any questions, comments, or even a suggestion for a battle, email us at cinemaclash@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 623-AJAZZ64. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook for the latest updates.
You can find this show and more at Ajazz Networks. Originally different media for your personal taste.